Welcome to Musician Profiles, celebrating racial diversity. This is ICSOM's monthly series of short videos to feature ICSOM Orchestra musicians of color. I'm Stephen Lafer. I'm a horn player in the Rochester Philharmonic Orchestra and ICSOM alternate delegate for the RPO. Today I'm here with Elmer Churampi, a native of Lima, Peru, who started playing the trumpet at the age of 4. Elmer attended Interlochen summer camp and completed his undergraduate studies at the New England Conservatory, and he joined the Dallas Symphony Orchestra's trumpet section in 2022. In between, he has won more trumpet and brass competition awards than we can comfortably fit into this interview, so I'll let him brag about those if he decides he wants to. Elmer, thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for the invitation. My pleasure.
Oh, we're very happy to chat to you. Should we get right to our questions?
Sure.
Awesome. All right. Can you tell us about the first time you heard an orchestra and what kind of an impression that left on you?
Well, the first professional orchestra that I heard that really impressed me was my time in college when I was a freshman at NEC. My first year, I went to listen to BSO. And during that time, I wanted to be more like a soloist than an orchestra player. I had no idea anything about the symphony world, anything like that. And then I fell in love. I remember they were playing pictures on an exhibition, and man, it was amazing. That after that concert, I told myself I want to be an orchestra player. I told my teacher back in the time was Ben Wright, who's second trumpet in the Boston Symphony, who I still talk to. I told him, teach me how to play an orchestra style. So we start from there, and man, that was a great experience.
Amazing. So you started playing the trumpet at the age of 4. I understand your dad was also a trumpet player. So was it kind of predetermined that that's what you would play, or did you have options to kind of play anything else or want to play anything else?
Well, it's like my dad told me, he always tells me this story. He started like playing around, and my dad practiced all day like any trumpet player. We practice a lot. And he said that he forgot his trumpet on the chair and he took a nap, and then I was like 4 or 5 years old, and then I was just walking and running around, and I took the mouthpiece and I started buzzing. I was like, because I was trying to copy my dad, and he never thought that I was gonna start that early, but when he saw me doing that, he got so excited. He says that he went to the market and bought a big board so he can start teaching me how to read music, and that's how I started. I started with a cornet. And then I was falling in love little by little, during that age. Of course, I was seeing it as a game. So literally every family reunion, anything like that, any type of party, I would always bring my mouthpiece with me. It was like my toy.
That's great.
My grandpa used to play trumpet too, and my dad still plays trumpet. So it ran in the family, and then I'm happy that it kind of like chose it,
Have they been up here to see you play at all in Dallas?
That's actually right now we're working on that. How the visa stuff work, and it's coming very soon, and I hope they can come to stay, because they never been to the States. I've been here for like 13 years, and they never came to this country. I go to Peru a lot though, but
Sure. Yeah.
that's one of my dreams, for them to come see one of the Dallas Symphony concerts for sure.
Right. So you started playing at 4. You made, seems like, fairly rapid progress. You went to Interlochen. Was there a moment during all those years that you can remember when you decided you wanted to do this for a living? Something that maybe happened that you're like, okay, this is my path?
To be honest, when I joined the National Conservatory of Peru of Music in Lima, I was 9 years old. I was in the kids program. Since I joined that, my dad would tell me all the time, "You're gonna be a trumpet player. Just make sure you know that." And then, even though like I kind of felt the pressure, I liked the pressure. I was like, yeah, I would tell him, yeah, I'm gonna be a trumpet player. Of course I am. Since I joined the School of Music in Peru, that now is called the University of Music. I knew that I wanted to be a professional musician. I saw so many kids of my age doing the same thing, like loving music and doing stuff like that for the arts. And then when the opportunity came to me to go to Interlochen, that's when I was like, okay, now it's getting more serious, and I'm going to leave my family. When I was 13, I was like, I'm gonna leave my family now and gonna approach my dreams, and then hopefully everything will go fine. Of course, I always have a positive mind. So it started like that. I left the country when I was 13 years old.
Okay. So now you're in the Dallas Symphony. You've gone to Interlochen. You've gone to college. Now you're in the Dallas Symphony. It hasn't been a long time since you've been in the orchestra, but in this short space of time, are there any particular concerts yet that you'll always remember? Something that'll maybe stick in your mind?
Yes, I mean, every like I tell my colleagues, for me, it's a dream to have this job. I don't see it as a job. For me, going to rehearsals, seeing my colleagues, making music all together, it's something that I always dreamed when I was in college. I was a baby. Um, there are many concerts that for me are very unforgettable. But one of them was with Ryan Anthony, who suddenly passed away 3 years ago. We were playing Mahler one, and man, it was like a huge thing for me because I admire Ryan like a hero. He was one of my trumpet heroes, and
Mm.
we actually met in Canada in Banff, like when I was like 17, and I never imagined I was gonna join the section with him as a principal trumpet during that time. So it was an amazing concert.
So if you could go back to your student days, give yourself a little piece of advice from your present perspective, what would you tell the younger Elmer?
I would tell, like I tell my students, I have 15 students per week in Texas. Texas, there's a lot of brass players here,
Oh
and
yeah.
I always tell my students like to always have patience and discipline. I think those are the two things that helped me a lot during my career: patience and discipline. Because for me, what I think is talent is not enough if there's no discipline. So, and the patience too. The music career can be so long, and something that I tell my students, if I did it, you can do it, because I tell them a little bit of my life story, how I came to this country without speaking English, without family, and by myself. But always trying to push myself for my dreams, and always thinking positive for sure.
Yeah, that's excellent. All right, final question. See, this is quick. Why do you think a DEI series like this is particularly important right now at this particular time? And would you agree with the statement that you might see yourself as a role model at all for younger trumpet players?
When people tell me that, I take it with very humble, because there's a lot of Latin kids, South American, Latin American, Central America, everywhere, that they want to do this for a living too, in their dreams, in their future, and they see me as example, and this is a perfect example of sharing a little bit of my life, how I got to this country, how I got this job. So I think it's perfect. To keep doing this stuff, so people know my experience, and then I can try to help other people, like I've been doing the I don't think I told this in an interview yet, but I helped two Latin kids to go to Interlochen, with the help of many people, of course, and now they're studying in Michigan, and these kids are from Mexico and one from Colombia,
Oh,
and
that's
that
fantastic. Yeah, your
yeah,
background didn't say
something.
anything about that. That's great.
Yeah, and then this happened to me too. So, I want to keep doing this. I want to be able to help people, just like it happened to me. During that time, the situation of my family, we were really poor, financially wise. We were really, really poor. So we got a lot of help. And, when I see something very, very crazy talented in South America, I try to like help them as much as can to come to the USA to study, because suddenly the situation in Latin America is not the same level here in arts. It's
Mm,
getting better, but it's not the same, and that's why that's like kind of my goal. So this is a perfect example too, so they can see all this stuff.
yeah, so it's a little bit of paying it forward.
Yes, yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes.
fantastic. Anything else you'd like us to cover, you'd like to talk about that we haven't actually covered in our questions? Things you might want ICSOM listeners to or viewers to know about you?
No, 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 not much. Again, thank you for inviting me to this interview. I always get nervous when I do interviews, especially because my English my English is supposed to be perfect. I've been here for 13 years, but I keep hanging out with Latin people, so it never gets better
Sure.
because I speak Spanish the whole time.
Well,
But
I'm a
no,
native English speaker and I get just as nervous doing these, so you're in good company. Don't worry about it.
no, no. I mean, the last message I want to send is to never give up. To all the students or people that are taking auditions, to be patient. It takes time. To not let anyone tell you that you can't, because if I did it, like I say, if I did it all the way from Peru, you can do it.
Absolutely. That's a good note to leave it on. Thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate you speaking with us.
No, thank you. Thank you again for the invitation, Steven.
Okay, thanks. Bye, everybody.